This is a Kiwi Bot. The Kiwi Bot has instructions to build on Vex Robotics website. The Kiwi Bot has 3 motors and 3 wheels. They're all Omni wheels, and they're kind of in a triangle shape. This is the bottom of the Kiwi Bot. You can see his 3 motors there, and in between each motor is a bump sensor, and then the big panels along the edges, one's gray, one's orange, and one's purple. They push in and push those bump sensors whenever the Kiwi Bot runs into something. We have 12 connections on a Vex brain. The Kiwi Bot uses all 12. Has 3 motors and 3 bump sensors on the bottom and 6 LEDs on the top. It uses the LEDs, if you program it, to indicate what direction it's going and what algorithm it's using. Now the Kiwi Bot doesn't do anything without programming. None of the default programs will work with the Kiwi Bot. But this Kiwi Bot is programmed to have 7 drive modes. He can go forwards, left, right, fast spin, a death spin, serpentine, and a spiral. And what he does is whenever the bump sensor is touched, so he bumps into something, he picks one of those to try to use to avoid that obstacle. So he's really good at avoiding obstacles, and he's really good at escaping my chair barriers there. See, he got out. Now the Kiwi Bot comes with a Robot C program that does basically the same thing that this program does. The program I'm using is a Python program that some nice person translated from the Robot C. One of the things that it does is when you touch one of the LED sensors, it toggles between modes. So it has kind of a go mode, has stop where it turns all of the LEDs red, and then it has slow mode where it turns all of the LEDs yellow. So this little bit of the program shows you how it does that. It checks those touch sensors, and if it's stopped, it will kill all the motors, turn all the LEDs red, and wait until you turn it back on. If it's in slow mode, it turns them all yellow, and slow mode affects the rest of the program so that it only goes at 50% speed. So he starts out with just a spiral drive mode. You can see he's kind of moving in a spiral pattern. And as soon as he bumps, he does a spin to see, to try to get away. So he spins randomly, and then he changes his drive mode. So there he was doing a serpentine, and here he's just spinning. He has a spin mode and a death spin that's really fast. So here are the methods for bump and spin random. The lower method is bump, and the angle is determined by which of the bumpers, there's 3 bumpers, 3 sides, which one got touched. And if the first one got touched, then it sends a 0, second one a 120, third one a 240. So it changes the lights depending on which way it bumped. Then it changes the drive angle. Then it calls spin random to change its direction. The method above is spin random, and what that does is it spins the motors. It's running all 3 motors for a random amount of time, and then it changes the drive mode. So there where it says drive mode equal random randint 1, 7, it's going to give it a random integer between 1 and 7 and choose one of the drive modes. And it's making sure it didn't choose the same one it did last time. So it's switching between its serpentine mode, its forward or right or left. It's got the spiral mode and spin mode and death spin. So here you can see what it does if the bump is pressed, and the 3 different bumps there. It's got forward, back right and back left. Then it's got a loop counter, which is something that it uses to um, decide where it's at in a spiral or a serpentine, for example. Because a serpentine, it's going to go back and forth. A spiral, it's going to go around and around. And then the drive mode at the bottom, it has 1 through 7, and those are the different methods it's going to call to change the drive mode. Drive left will just make the correct motors go to make it go left. Right is the same. Fast spin makes it really spin. So here's just one of the drive mode methods. The loop counter goes from 0 to 360, and so if it's at 180 or 360, it swaps between negative 45 degrees and 45 degrees. So this is making it swap back and forth, and it's also changing the LEDs. And here you can watch the Kiwi Bot escape again. And he heads right out through the chair legs. He's a little too good at avoiding. So just like autonomous mode, the Kiwi Bot doesn't work with the Vex controller unless you program it as well. Now with the programming, the purple on the Kiwi Bot is the front. So whenever you press up, it goes toward the purple. The right controller makes it spin right and left, and then the left controller makes it go whatever direction you're telling it to go. So see, the purple goes forwards. Whatever direction the purple is forwards. If you put it in a circle, it goes in a circle. So because he has those 3 Omni wheels, he can really go any direction. So he just follows the controller exactly. But that takes custom programming on the controller. To program the controller to do that, you need to use your sine and tangent functions that you learned in geometry. So pay attention in geometry when you get there if you haven't done geometry yet.